Awesome.
Hi everyone, welcome to It's All Light. I'm your host Natalie Baugh, and today's guest is Patrick McGavin.
Hello, I'm Patrick McGavin. I am a contractor and entrepreneur. I'd say most of my energy right now is going towards making a web app to help small businesses get leads.
Look at that, a little bit about Patrick right there. Um, you're from Holiday, you said?
Yeah, I'm here right now hanging out with my family, and I'm in my dad's office. My house isn't this nice. My house is a rental.
But that's so nice. Did you go to Olympus then?
Yeah, I went to Olympus. Did you go to East? Where'd you go?
I went to Alta High School.
That's awesome.
Yes.
All the Hawks.
Yes, so uh, tell us a little bit more about yourself, just like a little bit more background into who you are.
Um, I guess a core memory is when I was in eighth grade, I ran at my buddy's friend, or no, my that sounded so stupid. My brother's friend with one of those workout balls, and we collided, and my nose hit his forehead, and I smashed my nose,
Ooh.
and that's like a crazy core memory, and I guess I don't know, it was like a defining moment. I don't know. It's not a defining moment. It's just a crazy memory.
And you broke your nose.
I smashed my nose.
Dang.
It was no fun, but it was on church property, so the church paid for it.
Wow. The
It was
church
very
paper. That's
interesting.
amazing. I feel like core memories are odd in the sense that some are so random that you're like, I don't know why I remember this, but I do. And like, even if it is like not that effective to life, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
One of my brother has a core memory of like me and my cousins going to a Lady Gaga concert that we got free tickets to. We ended up leaving early. It
Yeah.
was kind of a bummer, but I'm like,
Did she wear the meat suit?
no, I don't know what she did, but my little brother has that as a core memory because he remembers all of us going. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
that's just so funny what you remember
Do you
and
remember?
what
Do you
stands
remember
out.
going?
I remember going, yeah. Me and
Okay.
my cousin kind of liked it, but our moms were there and they were like, let's leave.
Yeah.
But
Lady Gaga isn't for the kids.
no. So now to the meat of the episode. What do you light up about?
I light up about anything that gets me excited about further growth. And I guess to put that in even simpler terms, I like writing. I'm working on producing a pilot episode that I'm going to take to Sundance, and I'm going to try and
Wow.
use that as a pitch to pitch a show that I wrote. And what I do professionally, full time, most of the year is exterior painting and staining, and I have an LLC for that. And then, like I said, I'm working on a web app to help small businesses and big businesses alike in Utah get leads, and it's called Trusted Web SLC. And
Hmm.
I'm about to release the whole web app called Trusted Web Utah that covers Provo, Lehigh, Salt Lake City, Park City, St. George, Ogden, and Bountiful.
Wow.
So,
That's
and
awesome.
Twillo. And yeah, it's what I've been working on a lot this winter.
Cool. So did you go to school down in Utah Valley?
No, I went to college actually twice. So I went to Slick for a year and I dropped out, and then I went back to school and I dropped out again, and then I started the contracting business, and then yeah, I just started doing the other stuff. I wasn't formally trained how to code, but the design on the website looks like it's been coded.
Cool.
Pretty stoked
That's awesome.
the
So
outcome of that.
when you were little, like what were some of your passions and have they been shown throughout your life now or what do you think?
My passions were like movies and Legos. I was like way into Legos. I just loved to like build stuff. I was obsessed with like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. I
Nice.
was always like making stuff like the different worlds out of Legos, and then I started writing, and I was just obsessed with movies and hanging out with my buddies. That was like
Nice.
mainly what I was passionate about.
So, when you were little, did you ever try to write your own movies or things like that? Like, when did that start becoming a passion of yours?
I would more so write down ideas, and I was obsessed with drawing. So I would just like draw like a letterbox frame, and then like draw like characters, and then I would like try and make a story around it. But it wasn't until um, one day I totaled my car when I really like thought like, okay, like I can't go to work today, so I just started writing and
Cool.
typing in my computer, and then from there I started adapting it into a screenplay, and yeah, that's how I got into it.
So,
I had to total my car.
wow. You're editing your pilot, so for a series, you're writing a series, like a TV show.
Yeah, so I've written 2 seasons of it, and I'm about 20 minutes done of like making like 20 minutes of the 45-minute pilot, and I just need to finish that. I've been hiring like Facebook actors and whatnot, but
And who's
I'm
filming it? Who's the camera guy?
so I have all the equipment, and I'm filming it with Zeiss lenses and Blackmagic cameras,
Wow.
and yeah, that's why I mentioned about we could use my cameras to like
I know.
shoot the podcast,
Do a
but
better
you wanted to do it
podcast
Zoom.
studio.
Zoom is nice though. Zoom is really nice. I like
I know.
Zoom a lot.
Normally, I'm at George, my producer's studio with
Mhm.
camera setup and stuff, but today it's me in my bedroom. So,
Yeah.
working with this really bright halo light if you're watching it, the episode today. But back to you and your video and your pilot. What genre is this TV show? Can you tell us more about that?
It's top secret.
I don't know
No,
if you're
it's,
joking or not.
no, I'm joking. It's like a buddy comedy, and it's, I guess the real genre is like stoner comedy, or like a stoner, like yeah, stoner comedy. But it's about like a group of very stereotypical college kids, and their kind of rise out of the party scene and like moving on with their lives after college. That's pretty much like the gist of it.
What does buddy comedy mean? Or the other word you said?
Buddy comedy is like the best example of that is like this isn't what it's going to be like at all, but like Pineapple Express, or just like any comedy where it features like two neighbors or two buddies in high school.
Oh, but
that kind of are growing together.
Cool. So it's two guys.
It's a few guys. Yeah.
Huh. And how long have you been working on the? You said you have 2 seasons and you're filming the first episode.
Yeah. So in between all the other things I'm working on, I've been working on shooting the pilot since about like 8 months ago, and
Cool.
The real challenge comes down to getting people to agree to show up and shoot a scene, and kind of dealing with people who don't want to be paid under a certain amount, some people who aren't too experienced, some people exaggerating. And it's, if I could use any superlative, I'd say it's kind of annoying to go through the process, but it's fun once you get to it and you start rolling, and you're hearing people deliver the lines that you've written.
That would be way cool. Do you feel like I don't really know much about the writing process. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Like for me, it's like I've always wanted to write stories, and then sometimes I try, or I did a lot when I was little, but like I've grown up and I'm like, well, I don't know even where to start, or just because it won't be that good, because I'm not in practice.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing with writing is you just got to pull from your own crappy experiences, or your own life experience and kind of build off of that.
Yeah.
And obviously pull from other art too. I think I saw the movie Happy Death Day, and then I started writing this show, but it wasn't related to that at all. I just I liked the way that story's told, and it's a really dumb movie.
It's
But
like
it
a
has
horror
just
film, isn't it?
yeah, it's got a very interesting narrative to it, and I just kind of was just like trying to play around with this feeling of like everybody in the story doesn't really take themselves too seriously, and nothing's too serious, and it's like satirical.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very interesting, and I just wanted to kind of write something like that, and that's kind of the whole theme of the whole show, I guess.
So it's very witty.
Um, I'd be pretentious to say it's witty, but it's thought out to the point that every character is just like very stereotypical in their element, and they're just they're very like cartoonish.
That's fun. So you mentioned it's super cool to see like your words come to life and people acting them out,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Whoa, I wrote that," or people
Yeah.
laugh or something. What else
Yeah.
do you enjoy about seeing this come to life?
I try and be pretty realistic about how I see this going, and I think the best possible outcome could be like getting the whole show developed, and I would probably try and just sell the script to a studio to do it, or just using the pilot when it's done as a way to market videography services to corporations like just local brands, Adobe, Stance, stuff like that, to make high quality commercials for major local corporations.
Yes. I'm sure my company, we have a photographer and a videographer, but we're always exploring other options, and I'm pushing for more quality content and more bandwidth.
Well, I'll send you some. I'll send you some stuff.
So, in elaborating about your passion on our forum, you kind of went more onto the side of the ventures you're working on. You're good. You said to secure true financial independence. So that sounds like something you're passionate about, and I'm kind of curious to hear more about that. So it's like you're doing your contracting, your pilot, videography, and designing that trusted web. So that's like 4 main things. And and would you say you're working on all of those to fulfill financial independence? Is that your purpose?
Yes. Contracting, it's something that you don't have to put like a ton of time into marketing. I've been doing for 3 years now, and I get a lot of references, and people give my name out to like other people, like, oh, he painted my deck, or he refinished this thing, or he refinished my flooring. And it's more word of mouth. So I do those jobs as they come up.
Yeah.
And I'd say I don't put like the most time into that, but when I'm not doing that, I'll be working on either designing the lead generation web app, or writing, which is mostly what I'm doing. So now,
writing more to this series, like you said, you've already written season 1 and season 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, mostly writing. Yeah.
What would you say? So yeah, all of this helping financial independence, but what would you say your end goal is with, I guess, which one of these passions would you want to see be the biggest? Like, you're hoping this series could become whichever big?
So I guess something that could come out of everything that is just like a mutual goal, and it's a lot of it's fairly mutual. Something that could come out of it that like it all meets the same goal is just having a marketing agency that I'm able to get leads from this web app if I'm able to market it well, and I'm able to just get clients through that, and then use that as passive income as well, because the model is just securing people into like a monthly premium compared to a pay per lead system, which is something that Thumbtack, Yelp, and Angie's Leads does. They kind of charge it like Google Ads, but they're very non-specific about where the leads are coming from, and they kind of have a shady lead generation format, and I'm just not a fan of it, and that's why I kind of with my contracting background, I've just always been frustrated with kind of a lot of the robo leads and like some of the things that these companies do, that they have like fake leads and fake entities reaching out saying like, oh, I need my wall painted or whatever. And it's kind of just the same text that will get sent to you, and then you text back. It's just nothing. And this is like a very shared experience in contracting and real estate and whatever else.
So you want to fill the gap, solve that problem. I like that.
Yeah.
I liked, I'm going to the form and I'll refresh your memory what you wrote. You said a quote that you like and want to share. It says, if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. Judge Judy. Why is that important?
I thought that was like a hilarious quote.
Why is that important to you?
I heard it in like the last year, and I kind of put it on there as a joke, but I've used that before with friends who are telling me about like a date they went on and like something the date said or whatever, and like they're always so like, oh, like, is this true? Like, this thing happened, like my friend said this. And I think it's important just to pay attention to what people are trying to communicate and what their end goal is versus what they're actually saying. Because a lot of times when people are saying something, they're not really meaning that. You kind of just have to dive deeper into what their motive is. Then you can understand them better and what they want. Yeah. If you want to help them reach their end goal, you can. But
motive and intention.
I think it's a good thing to think about, so you don't get swindled or whatever the situation is. You just kind of have to see what someone's motive is.
I like that. And then an uplifting takeaway, kind of just from this episode, from what we've gathered, and I want to read also what you put in the form. You said, forget yourself and go to work. It's a quote that stuck with Gordon B Hinckley his whole life. It means that you should stop worrying about yourself and keep your nose to the grindstone. So, two follow-up questions with that. Well, I guess a comment is, you talking about all these endeavors you're doing, that's like, whoa, your nose is to the grindstone. You seem so focused on these projects. You seem like you've put in time and research. And then second is, what's the flip side of that? It's like, put your head down and work, but are you a workaholic?
I don't think I'm a workaholic. I do think that there are age ranges where certain things need to be done. And when I say need, I'm not saying that people are required to do things at certain times in their life. I just, I see that you should just be accomplishing certain things by certain ages, whether that's, I want to be a class 2 engineer, whatever, engineer 2, whatever
or
it is.
Or whatever
like
your field is.
Whatever it is, and you should just be working towards that if that was your goal when you started the college classes to become an engineer, you started this to go into medical school. You should just be getting things done actively and never lose sight of the end goal. Like, I want to get done with this by the time I'm 26, 25, whatever it is. And it sucks to look back at time and think like, oh, I wasted my time in that area. That's kind of my general thought on that.
You don't want to look back and think you've wasted time. Ooh, I like that. Because I think, and maybe you start where you're at and think about, okay, you know what? Yeah, I binged a show for 5 hours and I could have been doing something
Yeah.
better. It's like look back now and then looking forward, just try to eliminate
Yeah.
those things from your life. Ooh, I like that. Any other lasting takeaways for today's episode?
I'd say here's a tip on how to work longer. Um, something I just thought of doing. Like I got a new Mac Mini and I like set it up, and it asked me what the time was, so it could like set the time even though it should be like automatic or whatever. And I just set it back like 5 hours, because when I see the time is 5 p.m., I think, oh, it's time to go to the gym and hang out with friends, or like hit up friends or whatever, and like not be busy. But if you have the time back a few hours, then you work for longer, because mentally you're thinking, oh, it's still work hours.
Huh. I feel like I would know. If I move the clock back, I'd know. Although sometimes
No, for sure. But it's just like mentally seeing the 5 p.m.
just
on the
looking
computer
at
is
it.
like, I gotta go.
I
Talk
do.
to Sally.
My car time is 2 minutes faster than the actual time. And I might even make it to like 8 minutes faster, because then it helps me be more on time. So,
Yeah,
okay, I get it.
It works.
I get it. Cool.
It works.
I think for me, it's been cool to get to know what you light up about. And this is something I'm like, whoa, like I don't think I've met anyone who's writing a script for a TV series. It reminds me of one time I was walking home from UVU. I was at the gym and I was walking home, and there was these kids in their film class filming like a horror film or something. And I was just kind of like, whoa, cool, what are you doing? Me just talking to strangers. And they were like, hey, actually, could you help us? And I was like, sure. And they're like, yeah, just act. All you have to do is walk out of these doors and look right and look left and have like a mean look on your face. And I was like, ooh, okay. I'm so excited to try to be in this little film that they were making. I don't think I ever saw the final production, but it is so cool to see creative minds put stuff to work. And I love movies. And I just saw Dune, getting ready for the second one, and just every little piece that goes into it is so cool. So it was fun to pick your brain a little bit, like real time, and see what that process is like. So thank you.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'll post Patrick's contact, because obviously he has a lot of talents to offer, and if you have questions, I'm sure he'd be willing to answer those. And we will talk to you all next week. You can say bye.
See ya.
See you later.